Hi, everyone. In today's podcast, I will be talking about writing and how it happens to be the most draining and self-conscious activity forced upon students, but specifically students who are learning a second language. Writing in the foreign language community is one of the most important skills students have to master because this is how educators make sure that students are understanding the grammar, structure, the use of different tense taught in class, and practice the vocabulary learned. Writing is draining because no student wants to spend countless time planning, researching, and writing a paper which they will then turn in and forget all that was written. Writing is also an isolating task in an environment that has become more focused on socializing and creating connections with colleagues for the future. This is why moving from writing only on paper to assessing students' proficiency with the use of discussion posts, blogs, and social media has become more popular in recent years. Blogs and the use of social media not only make it interactive for students, given the fact that social media is the center of every teenager's world, but it also makes writing seem less boring and draining, given that students will be responding and holding a written conversation by asking and answering questions to not only those in their class, but around the world. Learning about different cultures is also a plus with the use of social media. Instead of reading about a culture through a book, students are now able to look at visuals with the use of social media and are able to hold a presentation about the cultures they learned about, allowing them to not only practice the vocabulary learned in class, but also spike an interest in them to travel outside of the US and practice the pronunciation in the targeted language, as well as their writing skills. I believe that writing is a task that affects our self-esteem because just like there are many that surround us that become a nervous wreck and are shy when it comes to speaking in the language they are learning in fear of becoming the class joke, writing critiques allow students to see their flaws written out. From experience, I have often felt like when I write a paper in French and then see all these simple grammatical mistakes that I made and which shouldn't be happening due to the fact that I have been learning French for almost 10 years, makes me feel like this past decade of my life has been all in vain and I have wasted my time. But then I